Hello, good morning children. This is Samir Ramzan Bhai. I'm going to teach you now 10th class English first unit A lesson. First unit is already known, that is the personality development. From this personality development, lesson A is attitude is altitude. Attitude is altitude. All of you take your textbooks and see that. Before going to take this lesson, you have to know that what is a personality development. That is a psychological word, personality development. It is all-round development, and it would be in good manners, and it is the feeling of inner ideas which makes someone to the better and best level. That is a personality development, and some other meanings also are there. Now let me come to attitude is altitude. This is lesson A. What is the attitude? Attitude is nothing but a settled way of thinking or feeling. That means that attitude, it is nothing but a behavior, a character of a person. That it will be in positive and in negative. Everyone have the positive attitude and sometimes a negative attitude. It is nothing but the behavior, and it is a way of behavior, not behavior, way of behavior or feelings and the character. So altitude, what is altitude? Altitude means it is the height which is defined based on context which it is reached, which it is used. That means here altitude, it is simply to understand top, height, level, that it is. Altitude means. Some other meanings also are there. So now let us go to that lesson A. Attitude is altitude. It is going to tell about that this is a biography of Nick Vujicic, and the person who has no arms and legs in the world. That kind of person is not there, and this Nick Vujicic, his life, about his life, some information is given to you. So let us see that. All of you open the book and see the first page that it is. Imagine having no arms to stretch in the morning, to help you scratch the itch, to allow you to wrap your arms around your loved ones. Imagine having no legs to kick pebbles down the street, to walk or run, to bicycle or skateboard, or get you from point A to point B. Then imagine both at once, which is that Nick Vujicic has faced his whole life. Have you heard something like this before? So this is the paragraph asking some questions to the readers. What are the questions? Once you imagine without arms, without legs, can we do something? No, we cannot do. First question asks that whether we scratch, where we get a feel of itching. Without arms, how it is possible? Can we kick down the pebbles? Without legs, this is also not possible. So these are so many things once you imagine. But here, one question is also asked where Nick Vujicic in his whole life faced many problems. And have you heard something like this before? That is a question asked to you. Now let me come to the next paragraph. Nick Vujicic was born with no arms and legs, but he doesn't let the details stop him. The brave 26-year-old, who is mainly a torso, plays football and golf, swims and surfs, despite having no limbs. Despite means in spite. So not having the limbs, that Nick Vujicic, he plays golf, football and surfs, sports that it is. And how it is possible? He was 26 years old, and these torso, T-O-R-S, or torso means only the body without arms and legs, main part of the body. So this kind of a boy, for him, these things are possible. Playing football and playing golf, swims and sports, surfs game. These are possible for him. For us, is it possible? Once you question. Next paragraph. Nick has a small foot on his left hip which helps him balance and enables him to kick. He uses his one foot to type and write with a pen and pick things up between his toes. So Nick, he has a small foot on his left hip, and it is possible to balance, it is possible to pick up the pen, it is possible to do other things, small things to pick up with the small foot. Next is, I call it my chicken drumstick, joked Nick, who was born in Melbourne, Australia, but now lives in Los Angeles. I would be lost without it. What he says here, a small which leg, which a foot is there, he used to call it a chicken drumstick. Chicken drumstick, it's a meaning you can use that the lower part of the leg of a chicken or the other bird that it is cooked and eaten as a food, that is called a chicken drumstick. So Nick, he used to call that small foot as a chicken drumstick. And now he is living in Los Angeles. Actually was born in Australia, Melbourne, but now he lives in Los Angeles. So what he says that next you see that due to his faith as an evangelical Christian, Nick has chosen to remain a virgin until marriage. So until marriage, according to his religious morality, he wanted to be a virgin, he wanted to be a bachelor. He is very modest, but he gets marriage proposals from women all the time, said Nick's friend and publicist Steve Apple from Los Angeles. So his friend is there, she is a publicist from Los Angeles. That Nick was, he is very modest. He feels shy. He was a feeling shy person, and many people proposed marriage proposals, but he rejected them. He would love to get married and start a family, but he is waiting for the right girl to come along. So because of his physical appearance, he wanted to wait for a right girl in his life to come along with him. Water sports aren't Nick's only thing. He also plays golf with a club. Club means a heavy stick which is used in golf games. So used to take that club and tucked under his chin. And is a huge fan of the English Premier League. He is also very interested to play and to watch the English Premier League. Tucked means here to put under the chin. His parents decided, his parents decided not to send him to a special school. Here special school means which is the school is used for the handicapped people and disabled people. That is called special school. In opposite to that mainstream school that it is. Casual schools, common schools that are. A decision he said was very hard for him, but which may have been the best decision they could not have made for him. So his parents not to send him to a special school, but they wanted to send him to the main school, common mainstream school only. This decision it made him somewhat difficult. But you see that what happened here. When Nick was born, his father was so shocked that he left the hospital room to vomit. His distraught mother means worrying, upset mother, who was nervous in feeling. Distraught mother couldn't bring herself to hold him until he was 4 months old. So when Nick was born, his mother, she could not take him into her laps until he became 4 months old. That is the thing. Next you say that his disability came without any medical explanation. A rare occurrence means incident called Photomania. It is a disease name Photomania. And Nick and his parents spent many years asking why this cruel trick would happen to them. My mother was a nurse and she did everything right during pregnancy, but she still blamed herself, he said. So he was telling about his mother. When she was pregnant, she took all precautions, though this kind of a baby was born. Nick like a baby was born. Why happened this is the question. It was there was no medical explanation. It was a rare occurrence, and it is a cruel trick why the God made like this. They thought like this. It was so hard for them, but right from the start they did their best to make me independent. My dad put me in the water at 18 months and gave the courage to learn how to swim. At 18 months only, though he was not having the arms and legs, his father put him in water at the age of 18 months. You see that means this was teaching the baby how to exist in the life. I also got really into football and skateboarding. I totally love the English Premier League. Nick's father was a computer programmer and accountant, and he taught his little son how to type with his toe at just 6 years old. His mom invented a special plastic device that meant he could hold a pen and pencil. So, when he was a little baby boy, his mother invented a device, a tool. Device means an instrument which is used to hold a pencil or pen. This was a good thing. His father was an accountant and a computer programmer he was, and he taught him, his little son, how to type with his small toe. Next you see that despite the risk of being bullied, and his parents insisted Nick on attending mainstream school. Already I have told you mainstream opposite word is a special school. It was the best decision they could have made for me, and Nick adds Nick, who later achieved a degree in financial planning and real estate. It was very hard, but it gave me independence. Though he was a disabled person, his parents made him. His parents sent him to the mainstream school. Later, he became a degree student. He also passed financial planning and real estate. He got the degree also. This was the situation his parents gave him to make independence. Next, Nick, who was teased and bullied also its meaning was frightening or teasing its meaning, had an electric wheelchair for mobility and a team of carers to help him. I was deeply depressed when I was 8 years old, he said. I went to my mom crying and told her I wanted to kill myself. When he was just 8 years old, he went to his mother and he said he wanted to commit suicide. He became nervous. Then I felt cold and bitter. It is a phrase you can use then. I hated God for doing this to me and was terrified of what would happen when my parents weren't there to look after me. Look after, its meaning is to take care of someone. So he thought that first time he hated his God, why he made like this here. If his parents were not there, what would happen? Who would take care of him? This is the first question came into his mind. Next, you see that I could brush my own teeth with a wall-mounted brush and wash my own hair with a pump-action soap, but there was so much that was impossible for me. So, with the device invented by his mother, it is possible to wash his hair and brush his teeth, but there are so many other things which were not possible to him to do. This is the question, it comes here. Attached, mounted, wall-mounted means attached, which is attached, mounted means. Now let me come to, at age 10, Nick tried to drown himself in the bath, but luckily the attempt was unsuccessful. At the age of 10 also, he tried to kill himself, that is, he committed suicide, but it was unsuccessful. I felt there was no purpose when you lack purpose and strength. What he says, first of all, we must have some purpose of living. If we have the lack of purpose and strength, it is a waste of life. It is hard to hold on, he said, but with the help of his religions, friends and family, Nick managed to pull through to become an international symbol of triumph and triumph over adversity. Triumph means victory, success. Adversity means a difficulty. So he was facing so many difficulties, and then he overcame his problems. That was a great thing. That is why he became the international symbol. He became an international symbol. Now, when I was 13, I read a newspaper article about a disabled man who had managed to achieve great things and helped others, said Nick. So when he was 13 years old, he happened to read a newspaper article. That newspaper article, it gave the message, one disabled person, he helped the other people. This was an inspiring article he read. Next, I realized why God had made us like this, to give hope to others. I repeat that, I realized why God had made us like this. Answer is given, to give hope to others. It was so inspirational to me that I decided to use my life to encourage other people and give them the courage that the article had given me. So because of reading that article, he got some inspirational thoughts. He wanted to live in this world. He wanted to help the other disabled people. That day he was strong in his mind and he took the courage in his mind. Then he wanted to live and he wanted to do something in his life. later. I decided to be thankful for what I do have, not get angry about what I don't. So he forgot what he does not have. He wanted to do something which are available, which is having with him, along with him. I looked at myself in the mirror and said, "You know what the world is right? That I have no arms or legs, but they will never take away the beauty of my eyes. I wanted you to concentrate on something good that I had." So he just saw in his mirror, and his eyes were beautiful. These are enough for him. These are enough to do something in the world. The challenges in our lives are there to strengthen our convictions. They are not there to run us over, said Nick. In 1990, Nick won the Australian Young Citizen of the Year award for the bravery and perseverance. Perseverance, meaning also, I have given you perseverance means the quality of continuing to try to achieve a particular aim despite difficulties. That means to reach the aim though facing so many difficulties. That is a perseverance meaning. I also got award. And once I was in a car and a girl at traffic lights was looking at me interestingly. She could only see my head, so I decided to do a 360-degree spin in the car seat to freak her out. Freak her out means to make someone fear and shock. And freak her out. Her face was like, "Ooh, what is going on?" She sped off really quickly. So once at a traffic his car, and another side one girl, she was in her car, and he wanted to make her funny thing, that he wanted to make her in a shock position. Then the beautiful girl, she was looking at him. Then he made his chair seat of a car, he raised it upwards, and that girl, she saw this disabled Nick. Immediately she ran away because of seeing his physical appearance. Next, Nick began traveling the world, and in 2008 he went to Hawaii and met surfing master Bethany Hamilton, who had her arm bitten off by a shark when she was 12 years. So here he went to take the training. He wanted to get the training of surfing. So that surfing master was Bethany Hamilton. She was a lady. She was also bitten by a shark, her arm. And next, she was amazing, said Nick. She taught me how to surf, and I was terrified at first, but once I got up there, it felt absolutely fantastic, and I caught some waves pretty well. Nick quickly learned how to do those 360-degree spins on his board, a feat that got him on the cover of Surfer magazine within 48 hours. So when he learned that surfing, within 48 hours, he did the 360-degree spin that it made him to cover on the magazine of Surfer magazine. It was a world famous magazine. His picture was published on the magazine cover. And you see that after that, you see, no one has ever done that in the history of surfing, he said, but I have a very low center of gravity, so I have got a pretty good balance. He got it good balance because of his disability, because of his position of that body. It made him balance. He has visited different countries all over the world. The football fan is now a motivational speaker and has traveled over 24 countries speaking to groups of up to 110,000 people. He became very famous now. He moved to Los Angeles 2 years ago in 2007 and plans to continue to travel the world. That was also greatness. And his good words, listen, if I fail, I try again and again and again. If you fail, are you going to try again? The human spirit can handle much worse than we realize. It matters how you are going to finish. Are you going to finish strong? Said Nick. These statements are very important. He was giving encourage. He was going to inspire the disabled people with these words. I tell people to keep on getting up when they fall and to always love themselves. So we have to love ourselves first. He's asking disabled people first, love yourself. Then it is possible to do. If I can encourage just one person, then my job is in this life is done. This is a great sentence. One person is inspired. If he is inspired, then it is a great job. So he wanted to inspire at least one person, then his job it will be done. This is a great inspiring article and a lesson. Children, you once again read that meanings also I have given you you carefully read that lesson and go for that. One discourse also given to you. You write a discourse, that is disability is not an obstacle for success. Write about this discourse. Actually, it is a oral discourse, but you may write in the essay or in a paragraph. Thank you.